And here we are. I just put out the playoff simulation for NHL 15. What the game thinks is gonna happen in the playoffs. But now it's time for my very own predictions of what's gonna happen in these playoffs. I Um, made a bracket on NHL.com, and I will simply read it off. Now I know that the every team has already played one game at this point. All right, don't worry, I'm not gonna pick every team that has won the game. All right, I'm gonna read it straight off of my bracket right here. All right, I have it right here in my hand. So let's start off with the Western Conference in the first round. Minnesota against St. Louis. I got the St. Louis Blues winning in 6 games. All right, even though the Wild won Game 1, I put the Blues to win in 6 games. Um, Nashville against Chicago. I got Chicago in 7. Anaheim and Winnipeg. I got Anaheim in 5. I think that they can. I think that Anaheim can figure out the goal. If they can figure out the goaltender situation, they'll be good to go. I think for the playoffs, they can definitely score goals. All right, it's just that their goalie position. But you know what? I think that they can handle the Winnipeg Jets here early on. And for Chicago, by the way, winning in 7 against the Predators, I have them winning just because of playoff experience. Predators, a young team. All right, they're a good team, no doubt about that. But they are still a young team. They had actually that 3-0 lead in the last one after 1. I was like, what the hell is going on? And then, but you know, with Scott Darling just coming in, making all the saves right there, including a big one at the what was it, like midway through that third period. So yeah, I just like Chicago because of their just their playoff experience. Taves, Kane, Sharp, Hossa. I mean, good God, this team is stacked. Keith Seabrook on the defense. All right, so let's move on to Vancouver against Calgary. I had a tough time picking this one. All right, but I decided to go with Vancouver to beat Calgary in 6 games. Um, no particular reason for this one. I haven't watched a lot of Flames or Canucks hockey this year, obviously, because they're in the Western Conference and stuff. But I just feel that, oh my bad, hit the mic again. I just feel that the Vancouver Canucks, you know, Calgary, definitely a very young team. You know, Johnny Gaudreau is obviously a great player, great rookie. But I just feel like Vancouver will pull this one out, especially with home ice advantage. In the Eastern Conference Round 1, Montreal and Ottawa, I have Montreal winning in 6 games. Alright, I do like the way Andrew Hammond, obviously the Hamburglar, has been playing, but yeah, I just feel Carey Price will eventually just outplay him. Um, yeah, I mean, I just like their playoff experience once again. For the Lightning and Red Wings, I have Tampa Bay in 6 games. I just feel that they have some good depth on that team, and them getting swept last time, I think that this time they're gonna come out with some more intensity and hope and probably win that series in 6. That's my prediction at least. Rangers and Penguins. I got the Rangers in 5 games, and the Penguins coming in struggling, coming into the playoffs on a down note. So I will give them 1 game. I'm not gonna put in a sweep, but I do have the New York Rangers winning. Washington and the Islanders. I have Washington in 6 games. Not because I'm a fan. Don't worry. Washington not winning the Stanley Cup in my bracket. Don't worry. But I do have the Washington Capitals in 6. If we played the way we did in Game 1, we're gonna get swept. So got to play a little bit better than that. All right. I was not expecting that bad type of hockey in Game 1. But yeah, I still have Washington in 6. All right. That was my prediction before the playoffs started. I'm sticking with it. So second round, you are going to end up with St. Louis versus Chicago. All right, and I am going to go with the Blues. All right, now it doesn't ask you to determine how many games, but if I had to choose how many games there were, I would just say 6 or 7. Yeah, I mean it's not going to be 4 or 5 games. All right, these two teams are definitely competitive, but if I had to pick, I have the Blues winning, and I have them winning probably in 7, I'd say. All right, just with that home ice in game number 7, you know, I think that they can pull it off. But I do like the St. Louis Blues. They're a hard-hitting team. They're a good physical team. All right. Anaheim and Vancouver. This one, even though it looks like Anaheim is the clear-cut contender here, I don't know. Vancouver can like start playing. I think of Vancouver as kind of a streaky team. They can definitely start playing well. at random points. So you never know if they cruise by the Calgary Flames, you just never know. But no, I do like Anaheim and winning that series if they can figure out that, as I said, that goaltender situation is the only thing left for Anaheim to figure out. But yeah, I do see them winning that series. In the Eastern Conference, Montreal against Tampa Bay. I have the Montreal Canadiens beating the Tampa Bay Lightning once again. Not gonna get swept, all right. Probably 6 games or something, maybe 5, but I don't think so. Probably 6 games. Tampa Bay, they're a good team, but I mean Montreal. Carey Price, he's had an incredible year. I think that's gonna carry right into the playoffs, and Montreal is just a good all-around team. All right. New York Rangers against the Washington Capitals. I got the Rangers. 5 or 6 games. I would obviously love the Washington Capitals to keep going here, but let's be realistic here. Against the Rangers, yeah, Henrik Lundqvist has always caused us problems in the playoffs, and the Rangers did a great defense, all right, back there, and they can now score goals, all right, which was the problem recently. Has not been a problem, obviously, this season. Rick Nash, he's playing great. All right, St. Louis, everybody's just playing well. They're young rookies playing well on New York. They are definitely a good team here. Hold on one second, don't want to lose this. Alright, so now we are down to the final 4 here. In the West, it's St. Louis against Anaheim. In the East, it's Montreal against the Rangers. Now, all number 1 teams here, but this is honestly who I do believe will make it. Probably not going to come out exactly correct. I'm sure there will be some sort of upset along the way, but St. Louis against Anaheim, and I am going with the St. Louis Blues to beat the Anaheim Ducks. I feel like the Blues are a much more physical team. Alright, and I feel like they will eventually score goals, especially on the Anaheim Ducks after playing Vancouver and Winnipeg in the first 2 rounds. I feel like the Blues will eventually, even though the Blues had just played the Chicago Blackhawks, probably what's going to be definitely a tough series, I just feel like St. Louis will be able to score some goals on the Anaheim Ducks in that series, alright? And in the Eastern Conference Finals, Montreal against New York, I have the Montreal Canadiens beating the Rangers. Carey Price, I think, will be a difference maker. I think he will outplay Henrik Lundqvist in that series. It's definitely, I expect it to be a low-scoring series, but yet again, I expected Ottawa and Montreal to be a low-scoring series, and the first game ended up 4-3. So, but yeah, I do like Montreal winning that game. I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like the Rangers, even though they are definitely destined for a cup this year, I just feel like they will they will be stopped probably by the Montreal Canadiens. At least that is my prediction. So St. Louis against Montreal in the finals, and I am giving the Stanley Cup to the St. Louis Blues. All right, I think it's been a long road for the St. Louis Blues. They've been in multiple times, have not been in very deep for a while now. All right, but I believe that again, hard-hitting team. Definitely got some great players offensively. You know, Alexander Steen, Backus, Tarasenko, alright, and the rest there. Defensively, they're solid, alright. They got Shattenkirk back there. I just have the St. Louis Blues as a Western Conference team being able to solve Montreal. The only thing that kind of concerns me about St. Louis is just their, I don't want to say their goaltender situations, but which goalie will be able to play consistently enough for them to win. Because remember, I mean, it's a best of 7, so you lose 1 game, all right, it's not a big deal, but I mean, you lose the next one, you know, you're digging yourself a hole, and against these great teams, you dig yourself a hole, it's going to be a very rough hole to get out of. So if their goaltenders can play consistently, you know, I do like the St. Louis Blues. I find them, I see them finding a way to beat Carey Price and the Montreal Canadiens. All right, so there is my prediction. Now, obviously, this is a prediction with all injuries aside. For example, in Game 1, Mark Stone got slashed by Subban, which I don't think it was a I don't think it should have been ejected or anything like that. All right, but what can you do? But yeah, those are my predictions. All right, all injuries aside, those are my predictions. That'll be it for the playoff predictions on my part. I got the St. Louis Blues winning the cup. Let's see what happens.